Good morning, it's Devorah. It's InStory Live and it's the backyard version. Haven't gone out to run yet, so I'm not in the forest, in the little trees in the backyard. And what I want to talk to you about this morning is what I was writing about, which is how to get out of the goo. What happens when you land in the goo? What happens when you land in the spin cycle? You just get stuck going around and around and around and around and around, and nothing's happening. You're just in the spin cycle. What do you do? That's what I'd like to know. What do you do? I'll tell you what I do, and I'd love to know what you do. What do you do when you get stuck in a negative head spin cycle, in a confusion cycle, in a feeling stuck, ineffective? Like, what do you do when you get stuck in something that feels unproductive to you and uninspiring, and you just don't feel good? What do you do to get out of it? And here's the thing. I was just reading again about somebody teaching about falling down and getting up, and it is one of the things I say over and over. All there is fall down, get up. That's it. It doesn't get any better than that. But here's the thing. You need to notice your process, your progress. Hi, Paulette. Good morning. You need to notice your progress, meaning if you pay attention, if you're a person who's working on yourself and growing, you'll notice something very significant. And that is that although there's just fall down, get up, guess what? I notice for sure in my life, I don't fall down as often. Sorry about that. I'm on my phone, and if a phone call comes in, it pauses the video. So I don't fall down as far or as hard or for as long, and I find I get back up with more grace and ease. And I want you to pay attention to that. If we don't pay attention to our progress, it gets discouraging, and it's very easy to feel a sense of that you haven't made any progress. And sometimes what I do is I purposely notice I'm in a similar situation and I don't feel different. Even things like my favorite tree in the forest and how I have felt it other times in my life in that spot. And so if it's only fall down, get up, what is it that makes it so that now I feel like I get up with so much more grace and ease, and I get up more quickly? And it's because I have mastered many, many tools and techniques to shift out of the goo, to get out of the goo. The goo is what you fall down into when it doesn't feel good. And it's very important to have tools to shift. So one of, all those who follow me, know one of my main tools is to get into the forest, because that's where I live. It's what I love. It works for me. It's not far from my house. It's not hard to do, and it works. I get in the forest, and all of a sudden, my thinking is clearer, my energy feels better, and often I do work in the forest. Literally, I dictate into my phone that types for me, and I might dictate an email or a post or idea, whatever it is, or make videos. Often I get that creative flow, and I capture it and record it while I'm out in the forest. Sometimes what shifts me is a kind of guided inner writing. My own guided process sometimes will shift my energy into a new perspective. So what do you do to shift? And I know this has been kind of a regular theme, and it's something that I'm gonna be focusing on for a little while, and then I'm gonna go more into really focusing on how to use metaphor, probably starting next week. But this week we're still in how do you shift. Paulette says dancing to rhythmic music. Yes, that is such a powerful one, to put on music that lights you up and to move your body. I get out in the forest, I'm moving around. So yeah, everybody watching, so share your favorite shift out of the goo activities. And here's the thing, the better you get at being able to shift out of the spin cycle, out of the goo, out of that negative cycle of thinking, the better we get at it, the more we progress, the more quickly we progress. It's an illusion to think we're not going to hit bumps. That just, life happens, stuff happens. So a big key is mastering the tools to get out of the goo. So I might drive you crazy talking about it, but I want you to take and strongly notice the power of this process. Sometimes I call it pause, notice, and shift. It's such a fundamental piece of being a leader, of being somebody who's bringing a vision forward, is that ability to pause, notice, and shift. And when you can do that, you get unstuck, and you begin able to take a leap, have a little more courage, that if it doesn't work out right in the beginning, you'll be able to figure it out. You'll be a creative of solutions. So when you really trust your tools for being able to shift, you'll be able to take bigger risks. Think about it. If you want to start a new project, join a new program, work on a new vision, and you have to invest time or money or commitment of some sort, and you don't trust your ability to shift, you're not going to do it. Because as soon as you have a big vision, you're going to run into the goo. It's always like that. If you go to my website and watch my full training on how to get out of the goo, because it will really help you understand all creative visionary endeavor has these 3 steps of the caterpillar, the chrysalis, turning to goo, becoming a butterfly, which in kind of more philosophical words is vision, chaos, and manifestation. That's just it. It's always there. And where are you in the process? And if you end up in the chaos and the spin cycle, the goo, all you have to do when you're in the goo is do something. So what are you going to do? What are your 1 or 2 favorite tools for getting out of the goo, out of the spin cycle, for getting up when you fall down? So my 2 favorites right now are get in the forest and write, inner writing, like inner guided writing, where I just kind of tune into that higher guidance and ask and write the flow of the answers that come. But some of the other things are listening. You're listening to me. Listen to somebody inspiring. And oddly enough, often if I have to do a video to inspire you, that forces me out of whatever I might have been stuck in. Like I have to shift my energy to inspire the next person. So one really powerful way out of the goo is to go help somebody. Go inspire the next person. All right, so I want to know, what are your favorite ways of shifting out of the spin cycle and out of the goo? What do you do? Let me know in the comments, and remember always to go out in the world, share your story, live your purpose, and be a blessing. Bye, folks.